Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to do something simple, easy, and quick. Good for weekdays, weeknights, weekends, whenever. We're going to make a pizza quesadilla on the Blackstone. Let's get started. So for our big, honking, huge pepperoni pizza quesadilla today on the Blackstone, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with these extra grande burritos, all right? And then I got some deli sliced pepperoni. I got some actually local, more pizza sauce we're gonna use today as well. And then I shredded up some mozzarella, straight off of a block of mozzarella cheese. I did pick up locally here in St. Louis, the Emo's Provel cheese, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not from St. Louis, and it's processed cheddar, Swiss, and smoked provolone. Processed. Nowhere else in the country does anybody eat this. It's really not that good to build. Just trust me, all right? Stick with your mozzarella, all right? I'm sure I'll get some hate down in the comments below on that one, but you know what? That's the way it is. All right, so let's go ahead and build one of these bad boys, all right? So I'm gonna grab myself one of my honking huge tortilla shells here. These things are big. So what we're gonna actually do when we make this today, we're actually just use one shell and then we'll fold it over for that quesadilla, so it's just easier to contain as we're on that Blackstone griddle today as well, all right? So we're just gonna make one here for the video, and I'll come back and make a few more later for the family. But what we're gonna do first is imagine that this will be, that this top side here will be the side that's gonna be getting seared and warmed on that griddle. So what I wanna do, you could rub it down with a little bit of olive oil. I'm gonna cheat with like kind of an olive oil spray. All right, and the reason I'm doing that is because I'm gonna use a little bit of Italian seasoning, and I want that Italian seasoning to adhere to the outside of that shell. All right, my friends, there we go. So we got a little bit of that Italian seasoning on there. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and flip it over, and now we're ready to build. Oh yeah, fresh jar. This is from the Hill here in St. Louis, the pizza sauce. Now, I gave a little bit of crap to the Provel cheese, but the local pizza sauces around here are pretty damn good, so I definitely won't knock those, all right? All right, so we'll take some of this pizza sauce, go as thick or as thin as you want, all right? Just like you would on that pizza at home, all right? Knowing that I'm gonna be folding this over so to actually have that sauce really on both sides when we're done today as well, all right? Get that bee out of here. All right, so now what we'll do, my freshly shredded mozzarella. All right, we'll get that going here as well. All right, and what I'm gonna do is I'm really gonna do what will be about half of the shell since we're gonna be folding it over anyway. All right, so we got that. And then we're gonna go ahead and grab this pepperoni. Really, use any pepperoni you want. I just tend to like these larger slices of the deli style pepperoni that I can get from my local grocery store as well. So I'm gonna grab some of those, and whatever pieces I don't use here, I'm gonna go ahead and just snack on. All right, so we'll go ahead and lay those across the top. Now, same thing with the pepperoni. Go as many slices as you want. I'll save this one for myself here in just a moment. Grab myself a paper towel here. All right, because it's really that simple, folks. So we'll go ahead and take our shell. We're gonna fold it over. All right, so let's go ahead and get this over on the Blackstone griddle. It won't take very long, and then we'll give it the taste test. Griddle's right where I want it, somewhere in that low to medium heat. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get our quesadilla pepperoni pizza style on here and let it begin to cook through on one side, and then we'll flip it over here in probably about 60 to 90 seconds since it's so thick. All right, friends? So when you're making this at home, obviously today we're going pepperoni pizza style, but make them any way you like at home for that pizza, all right? Maybe you want to add a little heat, some jalapenos. Maybe you want it to be like some fresh, like pieces of mozzarella in there, some basil, some olives, whatever you want. My friends, you'll never go wrong. Just a fun little way, quick, easy, especially on the weeknight. You're just trying to get something simple and easy for the kids, for the family. All right, let's see how we look. Should be ready to flip it over. Oh yeah, golden brown on that side. So we'll let this sit here for about another minute, 90 seconds or so. And then before you know it, we'll be taste testing. Just like that, my friends, our pepperoni pizza quesadilla is ready. We're gonna let it cool for just a moment before we cut it in a couple pieces and give it a taste test, all right? So once it cools for a moment, my friends, take the old pizza slicer. We're gonna cut this into 4 pieces here. Woo, nice and warm and still melted on the inside. Oh yeah, look at that, my friends. There we go. It's time to eat. Moment of truth. The old pepperoni pizza quesadilla. Here we go. Oh yeah. Absolutely delicious, my friends. I'm gonna let you know, the little secret I showed you at the beginning of using that olive oil and Italian seasoning on the outside of that crust of that quesadilla shell really just takes it to the next level to really give you that full pizza experience in that quesadilla instead of using a pizza crust. This is absolutely delicious, my friends. You guys are gonna love this recipe on your outdoor griddle, your Blackstone at home. We'll see you guys again on Bones and Brews.